How y'all doing today? My name's Russ, and I've been out of federal prison now since April 13th. Uh, Decided to try to share just with the world. I love people. I learned some important things while in prison. It was my third or fourth time, but this is the one that really stuck with me. And I just wanted to share with you all out there. Maybe making videos for other guys just getting out of prison. You'll have to forgive me. I'm working with kind of a crude setup. But here's what I love. I love people. I love life. For the first time, I've been sober for almost 6 years now, and my life has changed. Some things that I found that were very important were, number one, working. I was a terrible human being in my past life. Terrible human being. I had a good heart, but I just couldn't get out of my own way, and did a lot of terrible things to a lot of people. And so today, I tried to just come from love, kindness, joy is what when I do my morning meditation, I just ask that I pray to the God of my own understanding, and I just ask that I bring kindness, joy, and love into every situation that I come into, and I ask for any and all opportunities to be of service to other people. So what I have found is important to me is I am a very creative person. And what is art? Art, I don't know, art is whatever, I guess. I don't know how the dictionary would define art, but for me, it can be, I love watercolor painting. I'm not very good at it, but I do get a lot of joy and relaxation out of it. And I love to cook. I think in prison, we cook, with the kind of items we can get at commissary or whatever we might be able to hustle up. If we can hustle up a bell pepper, an onion, a tomato, maybe some cilantro. There are some people who are in prison are very, very good at cooking. But it's all in what you want to put. I think there's a certain level of freedom that comes with making our own meal. And of course, human beings are very adaptable. I've met a lot of people who said, I never make it in prison. And I believe, as long as you're, as long as you're not like hurt elderly women and children and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, then maybe you can't make it. But you know what? Like, I'm not here to judge people. I still have, I try to love everybody, but there are still a few groups of people that are, we'll just call it a work in progress. You'll have to forgive me for not looking at the camera because I guess I could look at that little green light and try to talk to y'all. But anyways, there's some freedom in cooking. In prison, we're cooking with razor blades, pieces of sharpened plastic. If you're lucky, you're at a yard that has maybe a serrated plastic knife. But we get it done. That's the point. And we cook a lot with like 190 degree water, or 212 in the feds. It was 212. And so you put all your food, and then basically you're like, using the hot water. Now, here out in the streets, very fortunate in that I have a kitchen now, and I have knives and pots and pans, and I just am so grateful for each one of those items. Today I bought myself a rice cooker for $19. I love the little rice cookers. Love those things. You put your rice in, put your water in, push the little button down. Now I do know how to do it on the stovetop, of course, but I like to spend my time, doing other things. And so if it's just gonna be simple rice, I like to, I do a lot of crock pot meals, got myself a crock pot. And that's the point of these videos. And I know I'm kind of all over the place, and you just forgive me for that. But I want to show guys like, and just people like, before when I was grinding and hustling and stuff, and I would come up on money, I didn't have a respect for that money. And I would buy frivolous stuff, and it never meant anything to me. And of course, there were good times, chicken today, feathers tomorrow. That's what I used to always say. But today I'm trying to have chicken every day. But I'm doing it the right way. How am I doing it the right way? I work. Something, if the most important thing, I think, the first and foremost is that in order to be successful, for me personally, this is my own, for a success that lasts, is that success, I define success as respecting myself. I define success as how I'm living. And so for me, it is living in an absolute 100% integrity. And I never lived in integrity before. I was a junkie. We all know how that goes. Anybody who has had any kind of substance use disorder or other kind of disorder, whatever your thing may be, even shopaholics, you know what I mean? Whatever it may be, that whatever your vehicle for destruction was, I think first and foremost it comes, that during that abuse, we don't live in integrity. And so today, I used to have a real bad problem taking things that didn't belong to me because I felt like the world owed me. I felt very sorry for myself all the time, and I thought that the world owed me a living, okay? But they don't. The reality is the world doesn't owe you anything, Nobody owes you anything. Nobody owes me anything. I don't know what people may owe you. But for me, nobody owed me anything. It was about, and so how do I stay in integrity? I do it by just doing the next right thing. I do the next right thing all the time. So I wanted to set up this, just kind of this video. I don't know what a blog is or a vlog is or a whatever. I don't know what a hashtag is, to be honest with you. I'm kind of learning, like people put a hashtag, that means I don't know what it does. Technology is not really my thing. So anyways, in 7 months, this is where I'm at. So here's my credentials. In the last 7 months since I got out, or whatever it may be, today is December the 10th. But as of April 13th, I graduate from college. I have been to community college since I got out of prison the last time, 2004. And I was going to college on and off. 20 years later, guess what? This May, I will graduate with a college degree. That's a big deal. That's huge. It took me 20 years, whatever. I got it. I did it. I've been blessed with it. I'm going to start truck driving school in January, which is just, maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't. The point is that something I'm learning, I work full time. So what I love to do is I love to do woodworking. I love to cook. I love to do watercolor painting. I've had a lot of successes, a ton of successes, but those successes would not be possible for me because in life, we all know life is life. There's ups, there's downs. So it hasn't been easy. In fact, there's been a lot of roadblocks that pop up. The secret is that by living in absolute 100% integrity, that means being honest in all of my dealings. That means not taking a rubber band. It doesn't belong to me. A rubber band, not a peanut, not a nothing. If it doesn't belong to me, I don't touch it without permission. And that's a big deal for me. That's a huge deal for me. So, That's how I live. And what ends up happening as a result of living in absolute integrity and doing the next right thing is that as roadblocks pop up, I ask every day what my higher power's will is for me. And I ask that I be given everything I will need in order to fulfill whatever my higher power's will is for me for the day. So by living in integrity, I notice that I'm walking this narrow path. And on that path is everything I'm going to need. Everything I'm going to need is on that path. If I need a doctor to sign off on something, if I'm living in absolute integrity, it's funny how a doctor, some situation, it will just fall into place. Everything falls into place. It hasn't been easy. Lots of roadblocks, lots of hoops. I'm telling you, there's a lot of programs out here in the world, especially for guys coming out of, and gals coming out of prison, places, things like NC Works, vocational rehabilitation. There's a lot of programs out here that say, and even, government agencies that'll say, hey, if you're trying to help yourself, we may have something for you. Food banks, things like that. Don't be ashamed to utilize these things. Utilize these things and be successful. Am I a millionaire? No, I'm not. But guess what? I have more money in checking and savings right now than I ever did living my other way, man. And I'm going to tell you, why do I live the way I do? Is it because I know some secret, I'm some guru, I'm self-actualized? Hell no. It's because I've tried every other way of living. And all it is, my best thinking gets me drunk, high, in prison, out of relationship with people, disconnected from family, disconnected from myself. And so I have learned a way, and it's not a secret, folks. This is not a secret. It's be true to yourself. Know who you are. However you got to get there. I'm not here trying to pump up any programs or anything, but I'm trying to say that there are ways out there. Find out who you are and make peace with that. Get right with the people that you've wronged. But first of all, you got to stop the hemorrhaging. You got to stop not living in integrity. Stop the lying. Stop the stealing if you steal. So I'm going to jump off my soapbox now, but I'm just saying this is my secret. I'm happier now. I'm living my best life. I have a daughter. Do I have her as much time as I want? Absolutely. I do not, but that's because of the choices that I made. Everything right now, I'm paying the consequences for the choices I've made in my life. And that's just how it goes. When we live a certain way, there are going to be consequences and repercussions. Every action has a reaction. I'm just finishing a semester in college right now, physics. And I'm getting an A in that class. Next semester is my last semester. I got to take a intro to film and college transfer success. And then, bam, I got a degree. I could not do this if I wasn't living my best life, right? So, fiscal responsibility. Okay, so I take a lunch with me to work. I make myself sandwiches, man. And for the cost of one meal at an average restaurant, I can buy myself enough stuff to make sandwiches to take to work with me. And that's called sacrifice. Everybody out there in the world, a lot of people out there, the average person, they are living within their means. The average person. Well, I'm not talking about people with credit card debt and all that stuff. Do you know that my credit was like a 515 in April? It's a 672 now. It is a 672 right now. So that's pretty good. I have one credit card. I get the credit card. I use it a little bit, keep it under 30%, pay it off. No secret there. It gets reported. Bam. All of a sudden, more people try to give you more stuff. Don't take it. Don't take it. Live within my means. Live within my means. So today, just as an example, I went to a big box store. I'm not going to promote them because I don't really care for their practices, but I do support them because they fit within my budget in some ways. So I had a budget today going to the store. Have a budget when you go to the store. All right. I work hard. I do not spend my money frivolously, but there are things that I would like. I got myself, I was looking at one of them, like Keurig things right now at the box store, $49 for one of them Keurig things, like brew the little, where you can put your own grounds. I drink good coffee. I like to stay in good coffee. I drank a lot of instant coffee in my day. I like to have good coffee. They had, but that's $49, right? I needed a way to put my phone up on like a tripod. And I do photography too. I'm into photography too. So, but we'll go into that at a later time. But for $49, I was able to get a off-brand K-Cup single coffee maker thing, which is what I wanted. I was able to get a adapter for my phone, for my tripod, so I could make these videos and the cooking videos and the woodworking videos. And I was able to get a rice cooker. So I got 3 for 1. I stayed within my budget, but that's how you do. I go to thrift stores all the time, Goodwill, Salvation Army. I go to places like that. You find all kinds of stuff that you need. Garage sales, yard sales. Folks, hustle. So they always told me, Russ, if you could just take all that energy you're putting into negative and put it into positive, man, you'll be successful. I didn't know what that meant because I could never see myself living right. I don't know if you can relate to that or not. I could never see myself living right. Today, I know who I am. I live right, man. And you know what? There's a lot of times if you are a stone cold hustler, man, you can make it. You can make it. Now, I'm not saying, man, I don't put a lot. I do value money somewhat. But it doesn't buy happiness. No items buy me my happiness. Nothing. You know what makes me happy? Helping somebody else. Interacting with other human beings. Seeing people smile. Cooking. My daughter. But I got to be the best person I can be for my daughter, man. So that's why I live right. I do everything. I'm motivated. I want to be the best man for my daughter. I want to be the best father I can be for my little girl. And that's my motivation every day. That's what gets me out of bed. I said, Russ, we're going to do the next right thing today. But I'm going to tell you, it has all these pleasant side effects. I like myself. I respect myself. When you respect yourself, you have boundaries. It's a great thing. So being fiscally responsible, saving money, putting part of each paycheck into savings, I do that. The halfway house made me do it. It was a good practice to get into, so it's something I still do. I'm very blessed. Some people might say I'm lucky. I don't believe in luck, and I don't believe in coincidence either. I believe I create my own reality. I believe that what we put out there into the universe comes back to us. You could call it karma. I don't like putting labels. My God is too big to be forced into a box of any type or a label. So I'm in right relationship with myself and my higher power, and that's why I have success. So I know, look, I don't really do a lot of this. So I'm gonna start by making some cooking videos and some woodworking videos, and just checking in. And maybe if I come up with like I guess they call them hacks or whatever. I don't really know, life hacks. So I know that NC Works helped me with the truck driving school. They're paying for it. So I know that that's a viable option for people, especially people like coming out of prison, you know. Listen, nobody's going to walk up and hand us a life. We got to get that. But if we live right, you're going to find, like I've found, that everything just seems to work out. No matter how difficult. I'm tenacious. I never give up. I don't give up. If you tell me can't, I say it just hasn't been done yet. And so we want to say, okay, so if I really wanted to be president, I'd figure out a way to make it to where felons could be president, but I don't want any part of that. You know what I mean? My job is to be the best human being I can be so that I can share that with other people. Because that's what I found is the most important thing in this world. That's, I think, our greatest part about being human is that we have the capability to love each other and help each other. The only way I chose this path, I'm gonna say it again, is because I've tried it every other. You know what I mean? And this resonates with me here. This resonates with me here. So I encourage you, do something nice for someone today. Do something nice for yourself tomorrow. But do something nice for yourself today. And I appreciate you watching this video. If you did, if you want to subscribe, cool. If you want to like the video, cool. It'll tell me I'm on the right path. Anyways, I appreciate it, and I'll see you again.